Hey folks, Josh here, and you might know me as the steward of Rugged Ridge Forest, where we craft wood-fired, organic, pure Vermont maple syrup. You can feel free to try some for yourself by heading on over to ruggedridgeforest.com. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to attend the Fred Webster Estate Auction in Orleans, Vermont. Fred was a teacher, historian, and avid collector of archaic agricultural equipment. He spent his life acquiring this collection in hopes that one day a museum would be built. Unfortunately, Fred passed away without this dream coming to fruition, and his family decided to auction off his hoard. While this was a tragic dispersal of so much history, it was also an amazing opportunity to view his collection in all of its glory, learn about the history and evolution of agriculture in Vermont, and acquire some horse-powered implements for the team.
These had a reserve, I think 8,000 for the red ones and 5,000 for the just varnished one, but I don't think any of them met the reserve, but everything else sold no reserve. Old steam engine, old iron wheel tractor, and then these are pretty cool dog treadmills. So you want to put your dog to work, you put them on the treadmill. They actually have more of them in the back, but pretty clever. And then a line of plows and cultivators, a couple of old tractors. These were snow rollers, so these would level out the snow on the roads back before they plowed. And then I thought this thing was slick. I almost want to build something like this. This is like a groomer for snow, but a grader. So you just pull on these levers in the back, and it lifts and lowers. You see the handles on the back there? Those will lift and lower the blade and level it to clean up your roads. V-plow, moving snow out of the road. Some more rollers for compacting. As you can see, there are quite a few plows and cultivators here. A lot of these went for 10 or 15 bucks, if that. I think that's a potato digger and processor. Kind of shakes the dirt off. And then a bunch of different hay rakes, cultivators, tillers, planters. In the back row there, you can see a manure spreader in the green. Got a bunch of rakes, wagons. Plenty of wagons going across the block today. Nice rake. Cultivators and scarifiers, and I don't even know what half these things are actually. You know, some hybrid stuff. My buddy Paul got that little plow. He's going to drag that behind his forecart, but some harrows. And then we're getting into the good stuff over here. This was pretty cool. This was a planer and chop saw that you can see the planer blade, and that comes off a PTO shaft. But then I actually bought this sickle bar, 7-footer. It's a Deering and a new idea, and I was tickled pink because I got the cleanest one. There's still paint in the gearbox there, so I think we'll be able to breathe a little bit of life into this one. And I was actually pretty tickled with the price that I bought it at. Had a little bit left in the budget, and so they had a handful more. But it's a pretty cool little tedder there. I actually wound up buying this one too, which I figured between the two of them, this one's got a little bit more wear in the gearbox, but it's the same style gearbox, same Deering, new idea componentry, and it's got the shorter bar, which I think might be better for my smaller team. But I figured that probably gonna be a problem finding parts, so considering I got the first one for $200 and this little guy for $50 as a parts machine, pretty tickled with that. But as you can see, more advanced cultivators, harrow plows, seeders. That's a nice manure spreader actually, from Worcester, Mass. Here's a nice spreader as well. Well, I say nice, I wouldn't want to breathe any life into these myself, but I think they're just kind of cool relics. Bunch of wagons, running gears. That's a really nice one actually for a little fifth wheel. And then some weird stuff they were cobbing together, but you know, some good or bad ideas depending on how you look at them. But a bunch of harrows, a bunch of spreaders. The guy was a collector. He kind of had like a museum style thing going on. But yeah, just everywhere you turn, there's a different generation. I learned a lot about the sickle bars by seeing the different generations and the different levels of exposure of the gearboxes. So I really had a good chance to learn a little before I threw my paddle, and I got lucky. You know, nobody else was looking for what I was looking for. There's a handful of Amish out here, but in their opinion, a lot of this stuff is rusty junk. They rely on this stuff. So they're here looking for the opportunities, but even at $10 or $15, a lot of this stuff isn't worth it to them because, first of all, this is Vermont. Most of them are located in New York, so they're going to have to truck back to New York, so they have to pay for the trucking. And then in addition to that, a lot of this stuff is just rusty and is going to need work, and they have it. So they already have one at home that runs good for them, so they don't concern themselves too much with collecting junk just for the sake of it. This is another Deering, or John Deere, very clean, very good condition, but the gearbox is vastly different. In fact, this isn't even the gearbox, that's the toolbox. The gears are kind of in there, but you can actually see the edges of the gear rings through that crevasse there. So this is a different generation, so that's a cute little short 4-foot bar. That was in pretty good shape. I didn't wind up going that way, but no regrets just yet. Some cool milking stuff, wagon wheels and rows. I actually wound up buying this little bulk tank as well, and this is going to be really great for mixing maple syrup or for gathering sap with the horse team there. So we might put that on the sled and gather with that. So I'm pretty tickled about that. But back into some of the cool stuff they got. You know, a bunch of different old geared mechanisms, but these are old horse treadmills. And this one is set up on a saw. And actually a few of them are. So this is for cutting wood. The horse will spin the treadmill, that'll pull the gear chain, that'll spin the wheel and act the reciprocating motion on a chop saw. And there's the saw all laid out and set up, but that's a cute, clean little single horse that gentleman's standing in front of. And then some of these are double horse. And these were selling for, actually, my buddy Paul bought that one right there centered in the frame for $100. And I think he got the steal of the day because a lot of the rest of them were selling for between $350 and $1,500. I think it's that one that went for $1,500, the pink one. But actually, his has got some pretty cool gearing going on. It's pretty simple, and it's pretty cool. That might be a dog or a pony treadmill, or maybe a goat. But hay elevator, old school, another pile of rakes. Yeah, I figured Amish horse auctions are kind of what got my YouTube channel a little burst of popularity, and so I wanted to take you guys for a little walkthrough of Orleans, Vermont. I believe the gentleman's name was Fred Webster or something of the sort, and he was auctioning off his lifelong collection. So not many people are interested in this stuff anymore, so a lot of this stuff went unbelievably cheap. I mean, I think over here there's a really cool piece. This is like a horse-drawn road grader, but all metal construction. You can see the chains and pulleys. So, you know, levers, just beautifully simple, and yet, you know, this would level out the roads behind a team of horses or oxen way back when. So, super cool stuff. Take you for a little walk into the action. Actually, that's a cutter with a bundler. So that's a pretty slick old rig. And
perfect. John Deere baler with a gas engine. How much on that John Deere baler? How much? 500.
Let's see what a John Deere baler goes for these days.
200, 250, 225. We got to get her to come to more auction sites. Sold 200, buyer number 176. And I already know her number, 176.
So
All right, Pop.
An idea of the sort of value you can get.
What do we got? We got another gas engine baler. All right, ammo truck.
Nice wood box. Yeah, which one did you say went for
1050?
what's the band?
The nicest one.
Which one?
The nicest one.
I think this one.
Ah, that one's got paint and a name on it.
Which one does?
St. Albans
Yeah, you're right, probably that.
MFR Manufacturing.
God, that's a lot.
Well, Godspeed. Wish us luck.
This one here, right? You could have rebuilt.
They're both similar eras, so I figure one might be a good parts machine, because where else am I going to get parts? But really, my lucky day.
The shoe. This is your shoe. That's adjustable. And you know what the lead-in is?
Not yet.
Yeah, the lead-in is how much it like is away from 90, or how it cuts.
As you can see, we're green gardening already.
Yeah, all these got to be freed up.
Well, we got to cut out for us, bud.
This is yellow pine or Doug fir.
All right, I hope we're stuck. Give her the last wiggle. See if I can steal a click out. Oh, I think I already got the last click out of that one. That one's pulling sideways. Let that one rest. All right, bud, ready to rock and roll? Oh yeah, we're good.
I hope you all enjoyed this tour of the Fred Webster auction. While it was a shame that the museum Fred dreamed about was never built in his lifetime, I'm glad I got the opportunity to see his collection in nearly all of its glory. It was really educational to see the evolution of farm equipment in northern New England over the last 200 years, and I learned a lot about how we got to where we are. It was also a wonderful opportunity to get a couple of machines for my own farm so that we can carry the torch of horsepower into the 21st century. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm glad I had the chance to experience it, as well as to share it with you all. We have another video coming out shortly of us rebuilding the sickle bar mowers and breaking the team to run them. I hope you all check back in with us shortly to see how that went. Until then, we'd really appreciate it if you could support our efforts by grabbing yourself some wood-fired, organic, pure Vermont maple syrup from ruggedridgeforest.com. Stay well, and thanks for the support.